James Goodnow. I am back here at Legal Week in NYC again. There's so much going on here, and we are very lucky. For the second year in a row, Gina Passarella, editor-in-chief of The American Lawyer. She knows all things legal, and she has agreed to let me put her in the hot seat. Thanks for talking again.
My pleasure. It was fun last time, so I think we can do this again.
All right. Question number one for you.
Yes.
Biggest trend of 2020 in the legal world?
Well, so many of the themes that we're following at The American Lawyer were represented in our legal business strategy sessions throughout today, and tomorrow, and they really focus in on, as always, the evolving nature of the buy, sell, and delivery of legal services. So who is competing in that space? Where are clients going to get the solutions that they need? How are they being provided? We're particularly interested in watching deregulation of law firm ownership rules. Will that be a thing? It's already starting to happen in some states out west, so we want to watch that. I think some firms may not be paying as close enough attention to it as perhaps they should, but TBD on how big of an impact that will have. Other trends we're watching fall into those categories, but the big four, ALSPs, how law firms themselves are restructuring to compete in this new environment, and the services that they're adding on, the skill sets that they're adding on, all areas of interest. And of course we will continue to focus on our mental health project and the issue of mental health and substance abuse in the legal profession.
Wow, so a lot to unpack there. It seems to me, just as someone who comes and follows the industry and lives the industry, that we're seeing more rapid change than we've seen in a really long time. Is that your thought on it as well?
You know, I always get nervous to be like Chicken Little saying the sky is falling, and then in legal nothing happens. You talk about it, and where's that change you talked about, Gina? But it does feel that way. It feels like there are a lot of things converging, probably all going back to the comfort level of the client to do things differently. And as soon as they start flexing those muscles and putting those dollars in different places, you see change.
Okay, so speaking of client then, we have a lot of in-house lawyers here.
Yep.
A lot of decision makers.
Yes.
What is the single biggest complaint you're hearing from the client's perspective when it comes to legal services?
I hate to bring it back to the kind of old rote trope that it's you don't know my business, but it really, all of it does come back to that. They want providers who can speak to them like a business partner, who don't just give them, here are all of the options and these are all the risks with it, good luck to you. Be a part of my business. Understand, when I go to talk to my CEO, I can't sound like you. I need to sound like I am part of the business team, and so I need quick solutions that help me elevate our business and not just risk management, essentially. And they also are looking for their providers to kind of do the legwork that they don't have the power to do in a law department. They're a cost center in many respects, so they're trying not to be. And so they can't just go and say, hey, I'm going to invest in this technology. They have to prove the worth. So if a law firm or another provider can go out and say, hey, I've scanned all of my clients and I see this common issue, we're going to invest in this technology to serve all of our clients and you benefit from it, or this is how you should do it, or let me help you restructure your law department in a way that will help you operate better. Those types of value adds, and they are value adds, they come not always with a hefty price tag. That's what clients are expecting.
So it seems like that's a big opportunity for law firms. And a lot of firms, frankly, haven't done it because they haven't needed to. There's been a complete monopoly when it comes to providing legal services, and that's really starting to change. When you walk around the halls here, you see that these in-house clients have so many more options than they ever had. So let me push it a little bit further. Are there any other risks that you see for law firms right now as you're looking forward into the next 5 or 10 years?
That's a great question. I mean, I think it all comes back to doing what they often have done, which is kind of stick their head in the sand and pretend that these issues that right now are viewed as along the periphery won't affect me here in the middle. They're either not doing the type of work that I do, or they're not going after the same clients that I am. They don't play in my space, and they never will. I don't have to worry about it now. But it's those firms that can get smart and collaborate and jump on this bandwagon perhaps a little bit earlier and partner with those other providers. And there is a lot going on in this space. I don't want to make it seem as though law firms are doing nothing. That's not the case. More and more is happening. And being comfortable, and this is not a thing that law firms are, but being comfortable with that kind of R&D and failing and trying something and investing in it. We're not capital intensive businesses in the law tech, often becoming a little bit more that way, and testing things and being okay with failure. Then it all comes back, though, of course, to another session that we're here talking about, which is change management. It's one thing to talk about all this. It's another thing to get your entire organization to buy in.
Wow. Fantastic insights, as always. So you heard it here from the person who knows it all. Gina Pastorella, thanks again for chatting.
Thank you. This is fun.
Yes, we'll do it again next year.
I'll be here.
Okay.